All right, boys and girls, court is in session. Welcome to the courtroom of the Storytellers, right? It's me, Trell, Cairo, and we have a special guest, Isaac. All right, we've been going for a while, but we're back. Because there's a lot of tomfoolery going on out there, and we got to find out who we need to cancel. A lot of A-list celebrities out there getting mentally, emotionally, and physically abused by their wives. I mean, we got Will Smith out here slapping people because his wife let him take the fall, just like Jada Pinkett did with Vivica A. Fox and set it up. Not to mention, we got Johnny Depp out here. Hollywood's giving him the finger because his wife cut it off. What else we got going on right now? Dwayne Wade's son. Daughter. What do you call it?
Don't get me into it.
But
You be the judge.
Putin cured cancer, and AP Rocky out here shooting people because we don't really know why he's shooting people, but he contributed to the crisis that is Americans' black youth growing up without a father because he's going back to jail.
They need to lock him up ASAP.
Trump did not get him out this time. Speaking of shooting people, the Republicans are trying to campaign to get the NRA to sign DaBaby as their mascot because he's so good at self-defense.
Sounds about right.
And then what else we got going on these days? Yeah, that's about it. I mean, we got a lot more to talk about, but long story short.
How can you talk about shooting and not bring up Ezra Miller?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We can't cancel Ezra Miller. Ezra the Flash Miller, we can't cancel him. We can't allow him to cancel, no matter how much of a menace to society he is. I mean, he's out here killing KKK members for us. I mean, we gotta let him go. And what's that? Oh, he's not a he. What is this? He's not a she. Wait. What is he?
He's
they?
the Flash.
He's okay. That makes sense. That's why he's allowed to get away with beating up white women with chairs.
Jeez.
Because he's a part of the mafia, the alphabet mafia. Welcome back to the Storytellers. So we get ready to have a good show today, hopefully.
We're gonna try.
It's already off the rails.
It is. All right. So first thing, what we do we want to talk about Will Smith?
I mean, it's been a month, but
It's been
we
near a
have
month.
to say something. We can keep it short. I mean, just don't cut me off like Wash.
Will Smith, though, I'll say this. Remember when I said that Jada's trying to
Be
build a
careful
case?
with that. I want you to hit my knee, and then I kick the mic, and then it's a chain reaction.
What's the rest of the reaction?
I mean, the mic will fly into the soundboard and hit Nathan and knock the cameras over. And
Then we have to start over from scratch, and I have to get that terrible monologue again. But Will Smith, though, I think. Do you remember how I said that? What's her name? Jada was gonna build a case against him and then divorce him, and then everyone's gonna be on her side.
I think that's gonna happen.
That's what she's trying to do. But guess what? Everybody's seeing how abusive she can be right now, and it's gonna flip. The red table's gonna flip on her.
Nice.
And she's gonna be on the wrong side of this. You think so, Isaac?
Newly married Isaac, be careful.
Be careful what you say.
Blink 2 times. Maybe that's why we can't see his face.
No.
Let me see it real
No, I don't know if she's gonna divorce him. I don't know. I don't really care. I think the whole thing's been like insane. All I got to say about the Will Smith slapping Chris Rock thing. You guys know who FD Signifier is?
FP who?
FD Signifier.
No.
He did a video about this, about Will Smith, and that video was like all I needed in the whole situation. It's really good, and I don't know.
What did he say? Give us Cliff Notes.
Yeah, so that we can add the clip.
He really gets into he kind of stripped away the whole sensational aspect of it, but the title is like Will Smith and the Struggle of Black Boyhood, and he used the new what's it called? The new Bel Air show that Will Smith is producing or whatever. as like a comparison, and it's really more of like a character study, but like a person study of Will Smith. I don't know. It gets into interesting things, and I found it very compelling. But I don't know about the whole Jada Pinkett drama and all that. I couldn't care about that.
I'm so confused. What's the point of that? What was the bottom line? What were you saying?
I mean, they were comparing it. I can guess just from what he said. They're comparing it to like the way he grew up and how he just holds all this tension and
Yeah.
And then eventually, if you keep poking the bear,
Well, I get that because what he was saying. Hold on, me adjust my mic. What he was saying in that speech he gave when he won the award was that, like, people come out this family and he's human and, he's supposed to take all the abuse that he's getting from, like, so many jokes from people and stuff like that. I get that. And, of course, we can say that, you signed up for this life. You got to understand that's what comes with the territory. And I somewhat agree with that, too. But I understand. I mean, personally, just think I saw a video. I don't know if I sent it to y'all or not, but a guy was talking about, like, this is what like emotionally abusive relationships kind of look like when you kind of have to hold everything together, because if you don't hold it together, that other person is liable to not let it work or make it work or whatever.
You lose respect.
Yeah, and so what you do is you end up allowing that person to do what they want to do and allowing that person to say what they want to say, and it gets to the point where you're the one that's trying to like be crisis control in the relationship because you're allowing that person to go off the rails, if you will. And then that one moment when you go off the rails, you look like the crazy person. And that other person doesn't back you up because they're like, see, this is why I say the stuff I'm saying, because you see what I'm dealing with. And that, I can understand that. That can be tough to deal with. And especially when if you're being not secretive, but like you haven't talked about this for so many years and then now stuff is coming out constantly. And then you just kind of snap for one moment when you've been keeping it together for 20-something years. Mm-hmm. It can look bad on your part, but that doesn't show what's going on behind the scenes.
Well, the difference between him. Well, also I want to talk about this. He took all that anger out on Chris Rock.
That's messed up. I think that's messed up, but
it is. It's like if you want to slap somebody.
Slap that bald head sitting next to you.
I mean, it's like all that. Chris Rock didn't deserve that. He was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's like, congratulations, you slapped a 120-pound comedian, and he's like, what, 6 years old? People are never gonna forget that. Like in history, it's gonna say, well, you remember that time Will Smith smacked Chris Rock at the Oscars, like the legend?
Yeah.
It's like, what was that for again? Oh, because he made a joke at the Oscars.
And the problem is there's going to be a lot of emphasis on that and not enough of the relationship that led him to that.
Exactly. No one's ever going to remember why it happened. And it was a legitimate reason why it happened, but it doesn't make it, right. I mean, it makes it understandable. It's like,
understandable, yeah.
We knew why it happened, but, 20 years from now, it's going to be like, why did he react?
The craziest part was that, I mean, we shouldn't be talking about this so much because it's so long ago, but the craziest part is that, like, he found the joke funny.
He did.
And then as soon as he looked over to her and she made that face, he was like, I got to do something.
That's why I didn't want to talk about it, because it's like everything that we're saying has already been said
yeah.
and everyone understands it.
All right, well, here's the thing. What's the verdict? Should we cancel Will Smith?
No, Will Smith doesn't need
to be... What does canceling mean? I'm sorry. I got to get back on this. What does canceling even mean?
Oh, my heart.
No, it isn't canceling. It's who's right and who's wrong. And Will Smith wasn't. Will Smith was wrong the way he handled it, but he's not the problem. Like, you can't cure...
I was going to say, there's no right in this situation.
Yeah.
Like, I think the joke was in bad taste, and I think his reaction was overdone, and I think Jada is probably...
She's the only one that won in the situation.
You just say she's what?
I can't say the word that popped into my mind, but y'all know what I'm thinking.
Yeah, she's definitely that.
Yeah, I like that word.
Yeah. Nigger bitch, right? That's what you're thinking, right? Definitely.
All right, verdict is it's Jada's fault, right?
And a side note, let's talk about Chris Rock, how he handled it like a gentleman. He kept the show running, and then even afterwards, he didn't press charges.
Not to mention, he wanted to say something when he was up there. He's like, I could have.
Yeah,
he almost went off.
And you know he got jokes. This was like joke in front of the Oscars kind of joke, but he had jokes from Brooklyn jokes. You know what I mean? Like
But
everybody hates Chris
he
jokes.
Compelled himself. He stopped because it's like, why would I tear down this brother when he's already being torn down by his wife?
There you go.
And he stopped. And he was and everybody was like, well, he should have sued. And it's like,
it's crazy because like, let's say if they get divorced 5-10 years from now, him and Will are going to be sitting next to each other. You'll catch, Hollywood would catch a picture of them out having dinner together while Jada's out there still wilding.
Exactly. And Chris Rock knows this because he's already gone through this. So that's why it's like, I'm looking at Will Smith like, bro, he's not your enemy. You're sleeping with the enemy.
Yeah, his wife
another
his
great
enemy,
Will Smith movie, by the way.
If they divorced, that's $350 million.
Oh,
no prenup.
Yikes!
They never signed one.
She hasn't done anything.
And she's been saying, to be honest, I never wanted to marry you.
Yeah, she did.
So
I swear, man, from the beginning, it just seemed like she didn't want to be with him.
so, and I don't want to ask these questions while Ri'Yadh's here because he's a punk. But Isaac, now do you see what I mean? Like, it's like, what do you get from marriage?
But that's the thing. You're talking about marriage to somebody like Jada Smith. You're not talking about marriage. Like, I don't know, Nick, your wife as best as you do, obviously, but what he's married to and what Will Smith's married to are two different things. I mean, think of it this way. If
the thing is, you never know that, though, because on the outside looking in, we thought Jada was... Well, you have to spend time with
the person to know that, and you have to admit,
But you never know what goes on behind closed doors.
I know, but you also have to, like, look at yourself and make decisions for yourself. Like, you got to be smart, too, and decide, hey, am I just marrying this person because I really like them and I want to be with them because they're beautiful? Or, like, am I marrying this person because I can see this person being a great mother, a great partner, someone who's going to back me up and support me? You know, because those are two different things.
Or in Will
Don't
Smith.
put children on me.
Or in Will Smith,
you know what I'm saying.
Jada's situation. The mom started crying, and that's why she did it, because she didn't want to marry him.
Yeah, so like if you see somebody that don't want to marry you or don't want to get married because of something like that, you got to automatically think like, should I be with this person? And if you decide to go through it, then the years that transpire, stuff like this transpired.
And what about Johnny Depp? Do you think you think he was expecting that?
Expecting what?
Look, Johnny Depp.
Wait,
whatever.
expecting
I
what?
Can say about. I was gonna say whatever I can say about like where they are now. Johnny Depp had, like, if you look at the text messages that have come out before they were engaged and all that stuff.
What stuff?
This was when he was when she was his girlfriend. He knew that she was crazy and went through it. That's what I'm like. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but also like, I can blame Will Smith for having a bad pick or like being blind to the fact of that personality, or even Johnny Depp of like, sure he might have been on drugs and stuff, and his
well, you said the right word, blind.
Well,
you said the right words, blind, because we don't notice red flags.
Blindness.
We don't notice them in retrospect. Like, you can look back in hindsight.
I think we noticed them, but I think we noticed them, and we have a little voice inside saying, "Look at this," but we ignore it.
Right.
Because we'd rather
That's what I was
be with the
saying.
person.
Like, you look at a person like, oh, you're beautiful, or you're famous, or hey, I like you a lot and I want to be with you, but you ignore all the red flags in that situation, and then you get years down the road and it gets real bad, and then you're like, I should have never been in this. Like, you should have thought about that when you saw the red flags.
Yeah.
So you got to take some responsibility in that sense. But also, like, some people out there are just not made to be married to, you know? At least not yet. But let's talk about Johnny Depp. What's going on there? Get somebody to break that down.
I'll tell you. I'll put it like this: this trial is better than Pirate 6. Like, we don't need it.
That's hearsay.
I mean, it really is. It's that entertaining. I watch it on my lunch break, and
it's so good. I watch it on TikTok.
I can't stop.
I can't wait
watching.
for some of the people that are on the witness list to take the stand.
Ooh,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, your boy's got to be all there. Like, he was talking about Nicolas Cage. It's so funny. Like, like hearing regular court. When you're watching like Judge
Mathis,
I was gonna
Judge
say
O'Brown.
Judge Joe Black, looking at you. Judge Joe Brown, yeah. When you watch those, it's like they're calling witnesses and they're nobodies. But this guy's like, when I first started, I started with a friend of mine. You know, I stayed with him. His name was Nick, Nicolas Cage. And everybody's like, oh, Nicolas Cage.
Yo, isn't he an entertainer even up there? It's amazing the way he's able to like when when the lawyer kept saying hearsay, he was like, so I went to the grocery store.
Is that hearsay?
He's just so good at getting the crowd on his side.
I mean, the judge is like, so how did you, what made you even think about what was happening? He was like, well, Your Honor, I don't even know how to say this, but I made a ridiculous amount of money last year. And it's like, that is the baller's thing to say. I didn't know how much I had. You know, it was millions taken out, and you know, I feel.
My
bad
man
saying
said, yeah. They asked him, "Is this you passed out on the couch with ice cream in your hand?" He said, "That passed out would be a little bit too much to say. I would say I was asleep." He said, "And is that ice cream in your hand?" "Yes, that's ice cream. Miss Heard gave me that ice cream, and as you can see, my other hand is in my pocket, so I was not partaking in the ice cream festivities." Sound like a T.I. a little bit.
He's a funny guy, man. It's just it's comedy. It's so entertaining.
Apparently, there's supposed to be Paul Bettany, Nick Cage, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Which is crazy. I didn't.
Stage.
Elon Musk may not take the stand, but apparently he's called as a witness because they had a relationship and alleged it's hearsay, but apparently that relationship was during the time they were married.
Really?
Yeah, apparently there were text messages.
James Franco, that was another one.
Oh my God!
Oh, I can't wait to see him.
As soon as he walks in the court, they're gonna be like, guilty.
I'm not even on trial here.
James, you have warrants. You know you can't get here. Oh, man. It's gonna be great, man. And when they show him talking, like they never take the camera off of Amber's face.
Oh, it's so good. I was laughing because there's a video where they're talking about him calling her a blockhead. And then he's like, so you did call her a blockhead, right? And he said, yes. And then the camera just sits on her face for like 5 minutes.
They have like one of those John Madden pans that it shows like a block. Be there, be square.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so what's the verdict here? Johnny, guilty or not guilty?
I mean, it's you know, the
He's
how do they say
suing
the
her.
verdict's still out?
Amber guilty or not guilty?
What you say?
I said if he's suing her, it's whether Amber's guilty or not guilty.
Okay,
Right.
Amber, guilty or not guilty?
Oh, she's guilty.
Guilty?
Yeah.
You got to go by like the Fibonacci sequence. It's like she's too hot to not be crazy.
Yeah.
So you know she's guilty.
So she's crazy guilty.
Oh my god.
She's crazy hot too.
Yeah,
I object to that
Your wife don't watch the show, does she?
reasoning, but I do agree that she's guilty.
It's like we're interviewing him and he's like, he doesn't want his identity shown.
Yeah, you're like deep voice.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Can you not see me still?
It's just a silhouette.
Yeah, we can see the window in the background, but other than that,
It's cool though. I like it. It's cool.
You've joined the black side. What's next?
Oh my god. Ezra Miller?
No, let's not talk about our.
You already said he's not guilty.
We're not talking about our fearless leader right now.
But how is that going to affect the movies going forward? He's
He
already
got
on record.
fired.
He didn't get fired. He
He
said
got fired. They have already decided that after the Flash movie, he's not doing the Flash.
I'm not
anymore.
talking about Israel. I'm talking about,
are you talking about?
Johnny Depp.
That is messed up because they took him out of a lot of movies because of hearsay stuff.
Right. And now they're like, oh, my bad. Turns out it was the other way around. Who would have thought the woman was crazy?
Isaac, tell me if you agree with this. This is one thing I can't stand about Hollywood is that they go with the popular opinion no matter what's right or what's wrong. Everybody in this situation already kind of knows that Amber Heard was abusing him and everything else, but they decided to go with her with movies and they decided to cut him out of movies and everything else. It's like he was, didn't she? There was a case against him for something, right, or abuse or something. And he was
like she sued him, yeah.
And he got off, right? He was not guilty, right?
Well, no, she wrote that article, and that's what this case is about. Is that she wrote the article in the Washington Post about being a victim of domestic abuse.
Yeah.
But she never mentioned his name, though.
No, but it's heavily implied, and that's why he's suing her over that article for defamation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, it's fair, and he's only suing her for like what, $50 million?
I don't know.
When they were going to pay him $100 million for Pirates. So
yeah.
he lost that. The Harry Potter movie, he lost that. They're gonna do like 21 Jump Street, like Part 3. I'm sure.
Yeah. So I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, that's what I can't stand is like she can say something, and because like she writes this blog or article, or whatever it is, everyone jumps behind her, and even like I think she won some money from him, I think. And apparently she said that she was going to pay, she was going to donate all the money to like some children's hospital or something, and never did. And that's another thing that you can say goes against her in this case right now.
Oh, she robbed him too. She was stealing money from him. On her birthday, and when he called her out, she was like, "How dare you accuse me of stealing your money on my birthday?"
This woman said, "I didn't punch you. I hit you. You can't call that a punch.
It was open-handed. It wasn't a punch."
She said it was open-handed. He was like, "You closed your fist and hit me." She's like, "I don't know what my hands are doing when I'm hitting you."
Jeez.
This is funny.
Terrible.
I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny.
They need to put this to a box Blu-ray set and just sell it.
Oh, that'll make money. Hey,
Trial.
could
No, this is gonna be. Trust me, this is gonna be an FX limited series.
Oh yeah.
Like 5 years from now, like the People versus OJ or whatever. Like that. This is what it's gonna be.
And it's gonna be directed by Tim Burton. It's gonna be great. it's gotta be bigger.
Starring Johnny Depp as himself.
Exactly.
As himself.
Helena Bonham Carter as Amber Heard.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
What else?
All right. So if we're gonna cancel somebody else, I submit the name Deshaun Watson.
Oh, there we go.
Wait, why are you canceling
Have
him?
you seen the video of him trying to answer those questions?
No.
Oh
This
my
dude
gosh.
is the
Well, we gotta
worst
show
liar.
We gotta show it. I mean,
See if you can pull it up, the video.
if not now, then at least show the clip so I can rewatch it.
Yeah. It's.
Deshaun Watson answering questions.
Wait, and you're a
Go to YouTube.
You're a Steelers fan.
Yeah.
Oh, so we have to talk about what you call it too,
Ben?
huh?
Who?
No. Haskins?
It has nothing to do with rape. Haskins. Yeah.
Haskins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, but you don't have to. I mean, but you know,
His funeral was yesterday, I think.
I think there's something that's gonna come out of that too.
Well,
With
he
his
was
girlfriend.
drunk, and he had a girl that was drunk in there.
Was he drunk? Was he drunk? Control.
What? Huh?
Was he drunk?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think there was a toxicology report.
Did he take a breathalyzer?
You don't have to take a breathalyzer to do that. You can do that from the autopsy. Am I saying this right?
I don't know. Are you a judge or what?
I don't know. I might be remedial right now.
Did you find her attractive?
That wasn't my intention, sir.
I didn't ask you what your intentions were.
I can't answer that. I have a girlfriend, so that wasn't my intention, sir.
Okay, so you can't answer that because you have a girlfriend.
Because that's not what I was looking for.
What did you want from her?
Just a massage.
Was she a massage therapist?
Yes, sir.
Licensed?
I'm not sure, sir.
Trained?
I'm not sure, sir.
Schooled?
I'm not sure.
Did you tell the Texans you were doing that?
No, sir.
Did you tell your trainer you were doing that?
No, sir.
Pretty risky to go to some place you've never been before, to have somebody you didn't really know, you didn't know anything about their skill level, to give you a massage. So what I'm trying to figure out, Mr. Watson, is why you would post something on Instagram suggesting that you were in New York City when you were instead in Houston getting a massage.
On the advice of my lawyer, I assert my rights under the Fifth Amendment.
In the depositions, Watson also faced questions about driving about a half hour out of town for a massage.
Meeting a woman at her mother's home and taking his own towel.
You don't think that's a little bit strange?
My man brought his own towel.
But I mean, we were communicating, so
I mean, seriously, you don't think that's just a little bit weird?
I'm serious too, sir.
Well, I'm not criticizing you. I'm just trying to figure out. Do you think that's a little bit weird?
It is what it is.
This dude brought his own towel to a massage. He was desperate.
Was it a hand towel?
I don't understand.
A hand job towel. I mean, so
It definitely was. What?
what's your verdict?
So,
I have never seen that before.
never seen that before?
No.
That's hilarious. This dude, legit brought his own hand towel.
That's a weird thing to do.
Just to clean up the mess.
Yeah. I mean, because you take your hand towel so you can take the evidence.
You just keep the evidence in the towel.
I mean, that's it. I mean, he doesn't want any evidence to be anywhere else, so he kept it.
Oh my gosh.
Then he lied about his location just so he could. I don't understand though. Like if it's legit what he's saying, if he didn't do anything, if he's not guilty, what you do is you go to your trainer or the team and say, hey, do you have any recommendations for masseuse that I can use because I'm in pain or whatever the case may be. Well, this is shady all around.
You get the team. The team will appoint someone for you.
That's what I just said.
In the facility.
Or if they don't have someone, they have someone on
third party. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they outsource for that.
Exactly. I mean,
it's not looking too good, but it is what it is.
It's not looking too good, but he's probably gonna win the Super Bowl this season.
You think so?
Nah, I don't know.
They're gonna do very well. He's gonna play very well. I would think so.
What if they sign OBJ again?
Nah, they just signed him to the Packers.
Was that real? I asked somebody. Was that real, Isaac?
Yeah.
What's that?
OBJ to the Packers.
I'm not sure.
I don't know if that was real.
I think he signed a 1-year deal.
I saw that picture, but I saw it.
You sent that to me.
One of those fake clickbait things. I thought it might have been.
Maybe.
But he doesn't say anything. But yeah, he. What do you think they're doing? Because they still have Baker Mayfield, and they haven't mentioned about getting rid of him.
He's out of here.
But do you think? What I'm guessing is they took a gamble on. Because maybe you can answer this for me, Isaac. Deshaun Watson, if he is in trouble and this, he has to go to jail or whatever the case may be, can they get their money back or a majority of their money back from what they're planning on paying him?
Depends on how the contract's set up.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm thinking is they get him, take the gamble there, and say, hey, if this goes wrong, we can get our money back and we still have Baker Mayfield. And then we can try to move forward with
Baker doesn't want to play with them anymore.
Is he going to sit out like Deshaun Watson did?
Yeah, he's on record saying that he felt disrespected.
But is he going to sit out?
I couldn't tell you that, but I would imagine he would.
So if he's not going to sit out, then I would do the same thing the Browns are doing. Go get Deshaun Watson. If it don't work out, stick with Mayfield. If he's going to play.
He's still got 22 civil lawsuits coming down the pipe.
Yeah, but how many games is he going to miss this season?
None.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They took their gamble. They say, hey, we can win now. Let's go get somebody that can make us win now. And then maybe after that season, we can get rid of them or get our money back or something.
They're going to have to draft someone else. They're not going to have Baker Mayfield. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Baker Mayfield has made it clear he's not playing for the Browns.
All right. That's why I just asked you. Is he saying he's going to sit out? If he's not going to sit out, then you got Baker Mayfield.
He's not going to play. He's sitting out.
All right. Well, if he's going to sit out, then they taking a big gamble, big risk. But if he's not going to sit out, then you don't lose anything.
No. You think Baker Mayfield's going to be like, oh, well, you guys benched me for this guy, and now, or he's going to expect so much money?
What else is he going to do?
He'll go to another team.
Have you guys seen the new Baker Mayfield statue, though?
Do you remember Carson Palmer?
Yeah, and Deshaun Watson. This has happened before where players will sit out unless the teams trade them. And I'm saying I don't know if Baker Mayfield will do that. If he's going to do that, then they took a risk. If he's not going to do that, then they still have Baker Mayfield.
I predict that Baker Mayfield will do that. I don't think Baker Mayfield will ever play another game on the Browns.
All right, that's your stance. So what's the verdict?
Oh, he's guilty.
Get him out of here.
Okay, but here's the question. While we're talking about Baker Mayfield, have you guys seen the new Heisman Trophy of Baker Mayfield at Oklahoma that looks nothing like him?
It's not a trophy. You're talking about the statue they built.
The statue, yeah, the statue.
Yeah, it looks horrible.
Y'all see that?
It looks.
You see that video of Allen Iverson and Stephon Marbury talking about the statue that they built of Stephon Marbury in China? And Allen Iverson's like, that don't look nothing like you. He's like, what are you talking about? It looks just like me, the bald head and everything. He's like, yeah, the only thing is the bald head. That don't look nothing like you.
They don't do good on statues. Who's the soccer player? Really they built his, and it didn't look like him at all.
Yeah, I feel like the more we progress with technology, the worse our statues have gotten.
You can just 3D print them now.
I mean, but hand chisel, like who does hand chiseled statues anymore? Or is it what they used to make them out of back in the day? Is it like the Romans?
Ivory.
Marble.
Yeah, marble.
Marble.
How many you see those a day? And how many of them that look good?
And they really don't even last long. I mean, they look at the Statue of Liberty. Did you know that it used to be
bronze? Copper. Yeah, I think.
Well, I mean,
right.
it's copper. It was bronze color.
Yeah. All right, so guilty.
But, I mean, that's because of the iodinization of the metal.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you put it here and it's humid, or there's snow in Ohio.
That thing is made out of pennies. The French are poor. Listen, what are we going to next?
Let's try and keep some sort of structure.
Dwayne Wade?
Dwayne Wade.
Oh, jeez Christ. If I say what I want to say about Dwayne Wade,
we gonna get canceled
for sure.
That's the verdict. What you gotta say?
I feel like I got different views on this than y'all, but
really,
I believe that.
So it's either one or the other. Either Dwayne Wade was already a weirdo like this. I gotta choose my words better. He was already like this, and regardless of who he had children with, because those kids aren't even hers, right?
The Gabriel, no.
Right, so it's like maybe that's just the father he is, and he's just open. I mean, and it's not like we haven't seen it before. I mean, look at Magic Johnson's kid, but then look at Magic Johnson's upbringing, and if you're not involved in your children's life,
then what?
You can't put that on your wife.
I don't think that's how that works. I mean, I don't think like you being involved or not being involved changes how the kid comes out in that manner. Like I'm involved in Caden's life. That doesn't change him.
So if Caden came in here wearing a wig.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. I don't think wearing a wig or allowing them to play with Barbie dolls and stuff makes someone all of a sudden decide, hey, I'm a female now. I don't think it works that way. I mean, I'm pretty sure it doesn't work that way.
Well, no. I'm not saying that. I mean, scientifically, no. But it's like the way that he's parading the situation.
Dwayne Wade?
Okay, but
yeah, I mean,
but hold on. Like once again, I want to point out that Dwayne Wade didn't post that picture of them.
Yeah,
who did?
Gabrielle Union posted the family picture, but then his daughter's boyfriend post.
Okay.
Yes,
I was confused there for a second.
Significant other.
Okay, I got you. I'm hanging in there.
The picture of them kissing.
Okay.
On her private.
And like Instagram. My thing is like she's like 13.
14.
Yeah. Sheesh. Like we weren't allowed to do that. Like,
yeah, I don't know if I'm okay with my son and his girlfriend kissing and allowing her to post pictures of that on the internet just freely. Like I want him to. First of all, he would be. I hope I would raise my son to be responsible enough to be like, hey, this is not.
Says the guy wearing a wig.
What's that got to do with kissing and posting on the internet?
I mean, you're talking about having this stuff be in public, and it's right, wrong, and then it's showing the world and saying, hey, accept it. It's like, all right, we accept it, but you don't have to ram it down our throat.
What's that got to do with me wearing this?
But they aren't ramming it down the throat.
I figured that was just a personal attack.
I like the line.
No, yeah, I was saying like.
Are you still doing this bit or what?
As long as I got this gavel in my hand, I'm doing this bit.
All right.
But I think, like I said, I would hope my son would be responsible enough to be like, hey, we're still young. I know I want to be with you or whatever, but like, let's not just be posting pictures of us kissing online.
You don't think so? You say you hope your son will be responsible enough, but isn't that kind of your job? To say,
yeah,
hey,
I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna do that.
How do you approach?
How many?
Listen, what can I do to his girlfriend to make her not do that? You get what I'm saying? Like, I can't just barge in their house and be like, hey, take this down or else.
No, but you let your son know. You say, hey, man, if you're going to be wearing wigs and fingernail polish,
that's
cool.
not what I'm saying. I'm talking about his girlfriend. Caden's girlfriend posted a picture online, right?
You didn't let me finish.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, hey, if you want to wear wigs and walk around with a little hammer in your hand, that's cool, but you need to let your girlfriend know, hey, man, that needs to stay in our house. Like, this stays between the four walls.
Okay, but how many?
Everybody know that.
Is that not what I'm saying? I can tell Caden that. He can even say that to her, but he can't make her take the picture down. I can't make her take a picture down. Only thing he can do is break up with her or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, ultimately, it's her action, but I will hope that my son will want to have conversations with her beforehand. It's like, hey, we're not going to be doing that if we're going to be together. Because I'm just not.
What were you saying, Isaac? I mean, I honestly don't have an issue with it. It's just that I don't see Dwayne Wade doing that for his other children. Like, okay, look at Magic Johnson's kid. You didn't see him we didn't know about little MJ until like
he was like 18, right?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But we knew he had a kid. It's like, all right, this kid is gonna be 6'8". He's gonna be the next MJ. The next thing we know, she's selling handbags and thongs, and it's like, that's cool. That's her brand. But she wasn't doing that when she was 13.
Right.
She was in a cage somewhere where she belonged.
Oh my God.
Objection.
I was gonna say we need to declare a mistrial here and move on. Because good Lord.
Okay, what were you gonna say, Isaac?
No, I was just gonna point out that, like, the amount of there's a difference between like what I would want in my personal life and other people's decisions. Like there's a lot of celebrity young adults, 14, 15, 16, whatever, that are posting about their relationships and all this. I mean, we could go back a couple conversations to the Smiths and how many of their kids that are posting about this stuff, and it's like, I don't, like, it's not that big of a deal to me. Like, it's like, if that's what they want to choose to do, that's fine. Like, it's not harming anybody, and it doesn't look like everyone looks happy. It's like, I don't care. I don't know why everybody picked up on this and, like, made it such a big deal.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, that was it.
What's the word?
I mean, I don't disagree.
Yeah, I understand what he's saying. I think just because I personally, I don't use social media and stuff. Like, I don't post a lot of pictures and stuff. So same thing with my son. Like, he doesn't get on the internet all the time unless like I have some kind of supervision over him, and I just would like to have some kind of control of that stuff in our household. Like, when he moves out, he can do whatever he want to do. But as far as he's living with us, like, hey, don't be posting pictures of our house on the internet so people can come and find out where we live and things like that, And so, like, I just want to be able to make sure that me and him have those conversations to, hey, be careful, make sure you look out for your safety. Because, like, even like Kim Kardashian, somebody came and robbed her because they found her location from a picture or something like that. Yeah, so I'm like, you got to be careful in this situation. And so just be careful of what you're posting, who you're posting about, and things like that.
Yeah, and who can see it.
Yeah, because, like, again, like, if you and your girlfriend are out and she wants to post pictures of you and her kissing and stuff and, like, post it on Instagram or something, don't start, if we're famous like that, right? Don't be posting that stuff online and allowing everyone to see where we're at, what you're doing and stuff. I just think there's a level of, because we look at, like, Will Smith, right? We talk about how long he's been holding in this stuff for so long, right? Because he's been the one that's trying to contain the family, keep the family together, contain the relationship and everything. And I think it's a teamwork of everybody in the family. Like, my kids, my wife, we all should be working together to make sure that we take care of things at home and make sure that stuff doesn't get outside. Now, it's understandable if there's, like, rape going on or something like that in the household. You want to expose that stuff and get it rectified. But as far as, like, Willow Smith, for example, she was, I think, took a picture, like, in, like,
half naked with that guy.
Yeah, and he was, like, 20-something years old. Like, stuff like that. Like, that's something that we would have talked about beforehand. Like, that stuff shouldn't be getting out there. That's where I'm getting at. But that's their world. But something like that is something. Something like that is a straw that's on the camel's back for Will Smith, right. To where now you get to
compare that though to this picture, and like this picture is like wholesome.
Yeah, obviously. But what I'm saying is, like, you don't want those. You want to make sure you don't put those straws on the camel's backs. And I guess
my only issue is I thought that 13, 14-year-olds kissing and then
Yeah, I'm not a fan of my son. Like,
if you're gonna do it, I don't want to know about it. If you're gonna do it, don't tell the world about it, because people look differently on those things. And I guess there's nothing wrong. It's harmless. It's innocent. But
what was it, 14? You say?
Yeah.
I guess 14 is better.
I just feel like they were showing off because it's like,
yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Or it's open. So it's interracial. It's just
in the group chat. That's why I said that. I was like, I wonder, like, because he has his other son, and his son Zaire has a girlfriend, and I was like, we don't see pictures of them kissing.
That's what I'm saying.
And I was like, I wonder.
Okay, but
if they, what?
I was gonna say they might have those pictures, but like once again, it wasn't them posting these pictures. It was
I'm learning that from you. What I was saying is like in the group chat, we didn't know that until you brought it up. So that's a good point. And in the group chat, I was like, is this like them just like using their sons or their daughters' sexuality and
for propaganda?
For PR stuff, you know. And I was like, that's disrespectful. And I don't think you should be doing that, whether they're straight or gay or transsexual or whatever they are, right? And that's what my question was when we saw that picture. But obviously that's not the case because you just said it was the boyfriend.
Yeah,
I'm so
boyfriend.
confused.
I am too.
All right, I'm kind of exhausted.
You sound like it. Like you need to take a breath. Need to take a breather.
What we got next?
Is it all sports?
We got some sports stuff. I want to ask a question. Who do y'all think made the best moves in the offseason for NFL? There's only one right answer.
Who would that be?
Who would that be, Isaac?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Right. Oh.
Who?
All the right moves.
Who made the best moves? Who has the best offseason so far?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Kansas City.
What?
They picked up Juju.
This boy and his freaking Juju.
I didn't even know that.
Juju's not good. I keep telling you that.
Wrong. You're wrong.
Juju's like a C. Like
You're
a
not
C.
telling me. He got exposed. As soon as AB left, he got exposed.
That's what I told him, but he won't believe me. Juju is like a C-list receiver on a B-list team.
He was benefiting from not having any attention.
Yeah.
And he thought that he can move to the number one, but
he's not a number one.
Built like AB.
I think on some teams he's not even number two.
He was definitely a C because AB was.
AB was 1 and a 2.
He was AB.
Listen, think
AB, then C. Yeah, I get it.
So he goes to the Rams, right, with OBJ there. He's not. He's playing third, right?
Who goes to the Rams?
If Juju goes to the Rams when they won the Super Bowl last year or last season, he's third string, right?
Yeah, slot.
If he goes to what's the team? Arizona Cardinals.
The thing is with receivers is whatever team he goes to, they're so familiar with their receiver, even if he isn't a true number one receiver, they're so familiar that he's always going to be the Y, or he's always going to be.
He's going to be two. The best case scenario for him on any other team is to be the two. Even right now with Kansas City, I bet the receivers that are there are going to be one.
That's what I mean. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's never going to be the one. He's not like Devontae Adams, who's going to go to the not Vikings.
He can go to any team and be number one.
Right. He's going to be number one. I mean, Juju is he's not it. He don't even got it. I don't even know. He just, like you said, benefited from AB being on the team. And we're trashing your team right now. I said we're trashing your man, but you know it's true.
They call him the Killer Bee.
I'm going to say, all right, my honest answer for the biggest moves is going to be probably Denver.
Really?
Denver going after Russell Wilson like they did?
Listen.
You're right.
My pick for best offseason is, and you can call me biased, but it's the Chargers.
Yeah, biased.
I'm rolling my eyes on here.
Khalil Mack. We got Joey Bosa. Khalil Mack. I mean, we went and got some other pieces that we need, like offensive lineman, defensive lineman. Dude, y'all joking if y'all don't think we got a much better team than we did last season.
All right, here's my other non-honest answer, but like the Steelers not having Ben anymore, that was a great move.
They might have the best offseason.
And now they got Mitch Trubisky.
Gosh, that's a
man.
bad
Imagine
thing.
if they would have gotten Russell Wilson.
Right.
That would have been trouble.
But they still need some receivers though.
They never really had receivers in the first place ever since AB left.
We got Chase.
A little bit.
Deontay.
What about that Miami?
And now now we're gonna build our offense around the running game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what about that? Yeah. Wasn't Najee Harris?
Najee Harris.
What about that Miami move for Tyreek Hill? What was that all about?
Random.
Yeah, me.
I thought it was gonna go out and get Ocho.
Minnesota like trading everything for Kirk Cousins? Who was it? Was it Minnesota that did that?
Well, no, they have him. Didn't they? They trade him away. You saying they traded him away?
I thought somebody went after Kirk.
I think he's still with Minnesota.
Did he stay with Minnesota?
As far as I know.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, they're gonna be good, man.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're already good. I mean
they're always in the running, but like, what did they do to?
Oh, they didn't. I'm just saying. Sometimes you can get better by not doing anything. Sometimes the best move is to not move, or addition by subtraction, right?
But that's
no. They gave him a 1-year, $35 million extension.
Which isn't that much.
Why are they paying him so much?
It's not that much.
Why do they keep paying him though? Like, they don't see anything.
Well, it's not that they're paying him. It's just that they have the money to do it, and he probably just has good negotiations.
What can you negotiate to get to the playoffs and lose in the first round again?
No, the fact that it's either me or who else. What are your other options?
I mean, what? Don't
touch my mic again.
What are your other options? Deshaun Watson.
My point exactly. That's another $2 million on top of that. That's $22 million right there.
I mean, we'll trade him for Mason Rudolph. We'll give him Mason Rudolph. OB.
Mason Rudolph for they play with the Charge.
You know who they could
Steelers?
get? In all seriousness, they could get Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Speaking of Baker Mayfield, the Panthers, right? What do you think they should be doing right now? I'll tell you what I think.
What do you mean?
I mean, right now,
I'm waiting to be told.
They have a quarterback situation. They're trying to figure out if they want to do the thing with Cam or Sam Bradford or Sam
Darnold. He's out of here.
You think so?
Yeah, he's not good.
Who's going to be playing his spot?
I'd rather have Cam Newton than Sam Darnold.
I was gonna say in that situation, I kind of want to do a joke where you break a pool cue and throw it down and say, one of you guys are going to be our quarterback. Give you 5 minutes.
Let him compete.
So me and my daddy was talking about this, and we know that they're not going to do this. Smart move for them is to not have Cam Newton there. Trade Sam Darnold to I think Chicago for Nick Foles and get like maybe another piece, like an offensive piece or something, right, for that trade. Because Nick Foles is a veteran. Maybe he's not getting paid a lot.
Okay.
They don't really want him.
Okay.
Hear me out. So you have a veteran, someone who's took his team to Super Bowl and won Super Bowl, took him to the playoffs again. He
didn't take him to the Super Bowl, but okay.
He played all playoffs games.
No, he took him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, right. He didn't take him to the playoffs. You're right.
He took him through the Super Bowl. Yeah, and so we have that veteran, and then we should draft Malik Willis, and do one of two things: either have Malik Willis play behind Nick Foles for like the first couple games or something, and have him mentor under Nick, or have him start the season off hot and have Nick just be like his backup.
But the question still comes down to: would you rather have those guys over Cam Newton?
Yes, Malik Willis. Have you not seen him play in college?
I've seen Cam Newton play in college.
Have you seen Malik? They played the same college. Well, no,
like
Malik
a
is in
decade ago?
Auburn. I mean, Liberty. What?
I said like a decade ago.
Yeah, I mean, you're telling me you'd rather have Cam Newton right now over a new quarterback from the draft?
No.
If he's not going to be as good as Cam Newton.
Have you not, Cairo? It's the draft. It's the NFL draft. Have you not looked at any other quarterbacks?
None that stood out to me like Cam Newton.
What has Cam Newton done for you lately?
Lost games?
Nothing, Janet.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, a young prospect who could be better and
that's
could pay
cheaper
less,
too?
Yeah, versus Cam Newton, who you already know is just busting out his twilight years.
I mean,
call me old school, but I'd rather stick with the devil that I know.
But you're saying you stick with the devil that you know. How about getting rid of the devil and just try to look for something that has more light to it? Like, why would you keep Cam Newton when he's already proven when he was here before and when he came back that he's not going to take us anywhere? That's like them keeping Ben for another season because they don't want to draft somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Or that's like freaking Houston being like, oh, we still don't want to give up Deshaun Watson, so we're just going to keep him even though he's not going to play for us. Either way, you're hurting your team by keeping that player on the team instead of moving forward. That's the whole reason why teams do what's the word I'm looking for? They restart because they know they need to start getting fresher players or players who are gonna bring in some type of change to the culture or some talent that they're already missing.
That rebuilding stage.
I mean, the Hornets just fired Coach Barrega for a reason, because they realized we had a chance to go to the playoffs and we barely missed it.
That's one of the reasons why I wasn't super happy about that. The Trubisky pickup for the Steelers of like, I don't like Dwayne. I don't like Mason Rudolph. I don't. I mean, R.I.P. Haskins, but like, I didn't see a future with him.
It's not moving forward. It's a lateral move for them.
I wanted a draft pick, and now we might get it anyway. But like, when we picked up Trubisky, I was like, we're not building anything.
Also, the Panthers are drafting, I think, 5th or 6th. You tell me this isn't the year to go ahead and draft somebody? A quarterback?
Oh, are they 5th and 6th in the draft?
5th or 6th, one of them.
With Cam Newton?
Is that
what you're saying?
They're drafting, I think, 5th or 6th. And think about this. The only teams that are drafting before them that really needs a quarterback is, I think, Houston. And maybe some other team. But Houston is probably the only team that really needs a quarterback. So no matter how you cut it, we're going to get the top 2 or 3 or maybe even the 4th best quarterback in the draft if they draft for a quarterback. And you're still saying, I'd rather stick with Cam Newton?
I didn't say that. I did say that.
I was going to say, what is that?
You're saying.
That's what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is, I was asking you, like, do you think that they're better?
Not astrology.
Yeah, I think they're better.
Okay.
So what's the verdict? What's the verdict?
I mean, I guess the verdict is get rid of Cam Newton and draft Malik Monk.
Malik Willis. There we go. I should have peed before we started. But so AP Rocky shot somebody apparently. There's hearsay. But he was arrested I think last week sometime or something.
If you look at his pictures, it's like, this guy shot somebody?
He's a pretty dude.
Again?
He's wearing Versace underwear.
What do you say? Pretty Flocka or whatever you say? But it's when you get Rihanna pregnant, why do you have to shoot somebody?
When you get Rihanna pregnant, you gotta shoot. That's what happens.
Everybody try.
You got to.
I wonder how.
That's why he's had to shoot people twice.
I wonder why. I mean, what Rihanna is thinking, right? Like, is this dude still?
She's probably turned on. She's probably just like how we talked about before. She knew the type of guy she was getting.
Oh, you're right. We did talk about that.
She saw the red flags. I'm trying to figure out how he got her pregnant if he had just got out of prison. I mean, I get it. He just got out of prison, but it's like, you gotta like.
I was gonna say
you gotta work your way up. Like, how do you get out of prison and go straight to Rihanna?
I mean, that's probably why we just talked about it, right? That's probably why. She was like, oh, you was in prison in Sweden?
But did you hear the stories he was telling? He was like, he was slipping on like semen fighting a dude, and it's like, jeez, who wants to? Yeah, he was like, it was nasty in there. He was like, he had to get into a fight with a dude that was naked.
Is this a gay strip club he was fighting?
This is out of his mouth.
I mean, was he in the shower? Did he drop his
There still shouldn't be any semen anywhere, regardless. I mean,
I just want to know where the semen came from.
And if you're sipping in it, then it's fresh. So it's like, where is fresh semen coming from?
Sticky.
Yeah. It hasn't coagulated yet, so where is this coming from? Literally, like,
was it his?
Was it his semen? Was it the guy he was fighting? Because if not, then there's a real problem.
Was he fighting him?
And then the semen came out.
Fighting.
Like what
was they having a sword fight? Is what you mean?
The question is, was the semen there before or after? I mean, there's so many questions. But either way, you have to have stuff before you marry him. And I mean, they're not even married, so it's like.
That's true. That's got to be a super.
This guy's covered in other people's semen. How do you even know if that's his baby?
I was gonna say that might be somebody else's baby.
Sweden.
That baby come out Swedish.
There's nothing sweet about that. Look at him. Look at him. Like, he's a rapper. Why is it like he's singing in there?
He do be singing sometimes, I think, right, Nathan? So.
Oh, wait. There's something somebody pulls out.
All right, so we'll read this to you, Isaac. This is July 5th, 7th last year?
Yeah, it says
last year?
Um,
AP Rocky pulls out of a UK Oh, I thought I was gonna say a UK prisoner.
Yeah, I thought we were going with that too. That's probably where the semen came from if you pulled out. All right, after his arrest.
That was my joke.
Good for him. Good for him, honestly.
After his arrest, ASAP is detained for weeks by Swedish police, throwing his tour plans into chaos. ASAP was due to perform in blah, 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 blah. Jay Hus, we don't care about that. Ray Sherman drafted. All right. Rumors about prison condition. Okay. Wait, does it show us what he got arrested for?
Does it show the fight scene?
Scroll up, because this is after. Arrested. A$AP Rocky arrested. Real name, I don't care.
The baby, a little terror. Yeah, no kidding.
And 2 members of his entourage, Vladimir Comio and David, it doesn't matter, are arrested in Sweden. It's not telling us why.
Bro, just type in A$AP Rocky
semen fight.
No, it's there on YouTube.
Like 15 seconds. Listen, one day we're going to have a segment of all the random stuff that's in my browser history, my Google search history. You actually typed in semen fight.
Yeah, that's the first
A$AP Rocky talks slipping on semen. It's real.
Y'all think I'd be joking?
If you scroll down a little bit, you can see where 50 Cent trolled him on Instagram because of it.
One nigga got that nigga up out of there. Thank God. Yeah, I had to fight some nigga in the bathroom. No homo. We slipping on semen.
What I love is that he prefaced it with no homo.
You gotta say no homo if you got
before you pre-base anything.
Preface.
Oh.
What the heck happened to this podcast?
You got to preface the semen.
But niggas was jerking off in the bathroom. I got that nigga out of there, all that shit. You know, this is parts of the story that I don't like.
That's your boy.
He's so comfortable talking about this too.
All that shit. You know, this is parts of the story that I don't like to.
That's Rihanna Mans right there.
Yeah, right underneath it, there's Rihanna hugging all on him. He just got through telling how he took a semen shower, and now she's all on him, laughing. Yuck. And then years down the line, there's going to be a problem with them, and it's going to be like, I never seen it coming. Neither did he.
No, he saw it coming. That's why he was slipping on it.
Yuck.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I get it. We've all been there in the shower, slipping on semen. It's happened to all of us.
I've tried it in the shower one time. Wasn't good. Never did it again.
You tried what in the shower one time?
Pre-basing.
Okay.
No homo.
All right, so where's my gavel at?
Oh, he is guilty on all charges.
Guilty of semen slipping. All right.
So if you shoot somebody after that happens and then impregnate Rihanna, all that goes away.
There you go. That's why he shot somebody.
I mean, he impregnates the hottest chick in the game, and then he shoots somebody.
Now he got his street name back, right?
It's back, baby.
Street cred, baby.
Right back.
He that pretty fucker or whatever he called himself.
All those things. Nobody's going to ever talk about that.
And Sweden, my man was like, I heard you was pretty.
Yuck. Why'd they zoom in on his hand?
I need someone to zoom on Trell's hand like 2 seconds ago because that was disturbing.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
All right, so Pretty Flocka got somebody. Oh, yeah, so we're going to the baby. We just brought up a little bit, but yeah, the baby shot somebody again.
This nigga think he Batman for real.
Freaking vigilante.
Okay, to be fair, he was in his home when he shot the person.
Was he? I thought he was outside when he shot the person. Like, they were on his property.
Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, property. But, I mean, like...
Now then you bring up the baby's pictures. He looks like somebody who shoots people
for a living.
For a living.
My man made a career off shooting people.
I mean, that's his thing.
Every time he has a problem, what he do? Go out there, shoot somebody. He back on top. Look,
and that's not even counting when he tried to kiss the girl.
Yeah.
No, you shoot people.
My man's what happened last year? He got in trouble with the whole like LGBT crew. They didn't like him because of stuff he was saying, and then he got the whole like trying to kiss the girl thing, and then next thing you know, his career is like
he slapped a girl.
Did he? Oh, and then he got into that fight, and everybody's like, we can't really effing with the baby. And then he shoots somebody. Now he back in this again. My man is on top. Cousin. He's on top right now.
It's like Snoop Dogg, if Drake was to do that, his career would be over.
Yeah, definitely.
But, the baby could kill somebody and go platinum.
Because he killed somebody. Baby still a hometown hero, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Hometown hero, the baby shoots somebody. All right.
I don't need any more evidence. I'm gonna say guilty now.
I was gonna say, like, what's the verdict?
He's got a track record of shooting people.
Guilty, flight risk.
That's why I say this man got the NRA behind him, because he always shooting somebody in self-defense.
I want to see the 2020 final matchup: the baby versus Ezra Miller.
Versus who?
Ezra Miller.
Oh.
One-on-one, duke it out.
Who's the undercard? Like ASAP Rocky versus Will Smith?
No, ASAP Rocky's probably fighting that dude in the shower again.
Nah, we'll do versus Will. No, Will Smith gotta shoot. Chris Rock of fame.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. You gotta give him a new one.
But how about this? Johnny Depp steps in for Chris Rock because Chris Rock's not a fighter.
Nah, let Johnny Depp fight.
I was gonna say Amber Heard versus Jada Pinkett Smith. No, that's a fight.
Yeah,
who's the most toxic?
And we could, to make it even more toxic, it can be in a vat of semen.
What?
I'm trying to figure out why. But Amber Heard can't get pregnant, so
why not?
Because she has to do like the in vitro stuff and all that stuff. Which apparently that's why Elon Musk was on the thing too, because he might be the father of her baby. We don't know. Because he may have donated
Elon
semen.
Musk versus Johnny Depp in a vat of semen. That's the main event.
And ASAP Rocky fighting who?
And Johnny Cage is gonna
Johnny Cage.
He's gonna be the referee. It's gonna be a cage match. It's all coming together. ASAP is all coming together.
ASAP's gonna he gonna come slipping in. 1, 2, 3.
Bring your rain jackets.
Bring your rain jacket. No, bring your umbrellas. Umbrella. Ella.
Jack.
Who else we got in there though? Oh yeah, so who's the underdog in this fight? Ezra Miller and the baby.
I think the baby's.
I'm thinking the baby too. Speaking of which, did you know that Ezra Miller has like apparently like it's hearsay a bunch of guns? Like a gun includes.
I would definitely believe that.
I was gonna say that does not surprise me at all.
The role that they took in what was that movie? I can't remember what movie it was, but apparently it's hard to say.
We need to talk about Kevin.
I've never seen him in any other movies.
They say he took the role so serious that like it was like I can see myself being this person, this school shooter, and like he was like I see my mentality going that way to where like it freaked a lot of people out, and I could see that too.
He looks like a school shooter.
That movie is messed up.
I haven't seen it.
Me neither. What's it called?
Something about Kevin.
We need to talk about Kevin.
We need to talk about Kevin.
Yeah, that movie's okay. But here's the crazy thing about that movie: is that it's a school shooting, but he doesn't do it with a gun. He does it with a bow and arrow.
Is it based on a true story?
That's crazy.
No, I don't think so.
I can see Ezra Miller doing that, like shooting somebody with a bow and arrow.
Mm-hmm.
I do honestly wonder what's going on inside his brain, like when he's out there in the world slapping people and like throwing chairs at white women. What is he thinking? Like, I can do this. I'm the Flash. What's going through his mind?
I mean, is he still gonna do the movies or?
He can't do them anymore.
He's out of here, right?
Yeah, they fired him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's done for. I don't even know if he's going to be able to work in Hollywood with the way he's acting.
Nah, everything that he's doing is perfect for
he
Hollywood.
As long as he's killing KKK members, then they're not going to try to get rid of him 100%.
He looks like an Asian woman.
That's a pretty boy, right?
Did you say he looks like an Asian woman?
Yeah, is that him right there?
Yeah, he's pretty right there, ain't he?
I was gonna say he does. They do dress in non-binary ways, so probably
have a point. So Ezra Miller versus the baby. Ezra got that. What does that fight look like? The baby obviously.
I was gonna say that's a good matchup too because Ezra Miller is queer, so there's a whole lot riding on this way.
I don't really think he's that fast in real life. Oh, he definitely looks like an Asian woman right there. So is he binumerary or whatever?
I think
non-binary.
Yeah, non-binary. I mean, does he think he's the Flash or the Arrow?
So Ezra Miller, what does a fight realistically look like for them? I feel like the baby obviously is going to carry his gun and try to just...
I was going to say, if he's got a gun, then it's over.
I think it's going to be like that old...
You have a point. But here's the thing, though. It's not self-defense. They're actively fighting each other. So the baby wins if it's self-defense, but it's not self-defense.
I think it's going to be like that old Indiana Jones movie where...
Does Ezra have his bow and arrow?
Yeah, he does.
What's that?
I feel like Ezra is like setting booby traps.
Does he have
his
his flash suit? Because if you put that suit on him, he doesn't know what's going on. He's the Flash.
He's no longer Ezra Miller.
He's the Flash. Yeah, he was trying to kill the original Flash. It's crazy. This guy is a menace to society.
Have you seen that video of I don't know if I sent it to you or not, but it's like a person like recording the TV screen of it's like showing the mugshot of Ezra Miller because he's in trouble, and then the person pans over and he's outside talking to some people. Like, this is his next victim.
You saw the video or the meme that I sent you guys like right before we started recording, right?
Yeah, that was funny. So the meme, the entire population of Hawaii. I don't want to fight you, the Flash. Ezra Miller. I wouldn't want to fight me neither.
The original Spider-Man is so good.
I'm gonna pee on myself.
I feel like Jared Leto needs to be fought at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen an old video clip with I think it was from The Shining with what's his name?
Jack Nicholson?
No.
You said The Shining?
Christian Bale.
The Shining?
Is it The Shining? What's the one with Christian Bale? American
Psycho?
Yeah, American Psycho.
Yeah.
When he kills Jared Leto, and I'm just like, yes, this is how Batman should have ended. Should have just had him just kill him.
Just had him as a Joker and kill his...
He's another one that should be added to the trial, by the way.
Yeah.
Added to the trial?
On young girls? Yeah.
Jared Leto?
Created a cult.
You have a good point.
Yeah.
Y'all keep saying he created a cult. What cult did he create?
He created a cult about himself.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's freaking weird, man.
Nice.
I mean, if you're going to create a cult,
you got to be worshipped, right?
It has to be about yourself, yeah.
My man went off to like his cult island or something and came back and was like, I didn't know there was a pandemic going on.
Wow.
That's a true cult leader right there. It's not about killing everybody. You just got to get everybody to do what you want them to do for you, right?
You guys been watching Moon Knight?
Yeah, I haven't seen the recent episode.
The last episode's not very good. The
latest one. The last 10 minutes of the last episode is
good.
I don't know what.
It was weird. It kind of gave you vibes of what's the movie that Leonardo DiCaprio was in?
Shutter Island?
Yeah, it kind of gave you Shutter Island vibes.
Ooh, that's going to be good then. I love Shutter Island. Let's talk about the Batman though, because you saw it finally. Ri'Yadh said it was trash, and everybody in this room, unless I don't know about Nathan,
it wasn't as good as Dark Knight, but it was good.
You don't think it was better
than Dark Knight? The Dark Knight? No.
No. I was saying it depends on what metrics we're using here.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But the reason I say it's so good is because I wasn't expecting it to be that good.
So for me, I watched Dark Knight and I'm thinking this is really good. But I think if you look at Dark Knight, I'm like Michael Bay, explosion kind of stuff. Then it's such a bigger movie, if that makes sense. Which contributed to why
James Cameron.
What are you talking about?
James Cameron is the one that directed it. Oh, I'm sorry. It was actually Chris Nolan.
Yeah, that was Nolan. But I'm saying it was such a bigger movie, which made it.
The scale.
It contributed how big that one is. This one was strictly story driven. One of the biggest problems I had about this Batman was the lack of violence. Not by violence, I mean like my man got shot in the chest and was gargling blood, but when they get a close up on him, he's not spitting out any blood. You can hear him after he got shot, but he's not spitting up any blood or anything. And then he bashed the kid's face in, and they take off his mask.
Yeah,
and it was
I thought
barely
he was
bruised.
Yeah,
and I was like, no violence. You're not showing us any blood?
I said the same thing. I was like, now when they take his mask off, he's gonna be a potato.
Yeah,
mashed potatoes.
That was
no doubt.
And that didn't.
You know what I liked about it? I mean, I liked so many things about it. The cast was great.
Yeah, I think that was good.
The story was great.
They brought up some characters.
It was intimate. It was an intimate story. It was long and good. The scenes were dark, which was good. Gotham kind of gave you a Tim Burton feel to it. Actually, he was in the suit a lot. That's what I liked about it.
He was the thing about this movie, and Isaac, I don't know if we talked about it or not, but I think you agree with this. This movie was so good as far as the Batman movies go because they focus on one thing that all the other Batman movies don't focus on is he was the world's greatest detective.
True.
And that's what made this movie so good.
True. That you're right. And the whole New York sort of vibe it had to it, I loved it.
Yeah.
And it's like people were afraid of him.
Yeah.
They were.
I was gonna say that's my favorite part of the whole movie. Actually, is the character arc of Batman as a character, of at the beginning being vengeance and all this stuff, and by the end of it having to realize that he needed to be more and a symbol of hope and something that people don't just look at in fear, the good citizens of Gotham.
And it was fresh. It wasn't the same. We have to sit through the whole origin story again. It was fresh. It was all right, here we go.
I do love how they played with his parents' background too.
Yeah, they gave it more detail.
Yeah, they gave you a little bit all right, are they bad people or we need to find out more, and then you find out more in the story. I liked it. Yeah. It was a really good movie.
And one thing that I thought. When they showed the Joker, I thought that it was going to be Joaquin Phoenix.
I did too, I'm not going to lie.
And I was like, that's it. That's the perfect Joker with the perfect Batman. Let's run with this.
Did you guys see the deleted scene of the Joker?
Well, it wasn't a deleted scene. It was like a secret scene or something, right?
No, I mean, it was in the movie originally and he deleted it.
Okay, so at the end of the movie, everybody stayed because they thought it was going to be a cutscene at the end, right? What happened?
I know where it came from.
Okay, yeah, that was dope too, though. I think because the whole show was about the whole movie was the greatest detective, right? He had to figure out the Riddler's riddles to solve the problem, right? And so, as a person watching the movie, you're watching it thinking, "All right, what's going on? How do we know who this person is? Oh, we're so close to solving this." You're also trying to solve it when you're watching the movie, right? Mm-hmm. And then at the end, they give you a little riddle, and then the little was it a hyperlink or a website URL or something?
It was the Ratalata website.
Yeah, and then you go there, and then at a specific time you can click on it, and then it shows you that deleted scene, which I thought was dope because no one is going to sit through it. And I didn't do it, and normally I'm the kind of person who does do this, but no one's going to sit through the whole movie. Wait for the cut scene at the end, and then realize there is no cut scene and say, hey, there's random letters on the screen. Let me go look that up and see what that's all about. But then some people did it, and then now it's all over the internet. And you're like, oh, snap, I missed something pivotal to the movie because I wasn't being a detective like I was while I was watching the movie. Mm-hmm. I thought that was dope. That's what's interactive movie watching right there. That's the kind of stuff you want people to come to your movies for, right? Like, this is the reason why we sit through superhero movies at the end, because you know that there's going to be something at the end. And
I thought it was good characters. I mean, the Riddler, Falcone, and just
the Penguin was funny.
casting,
I like the Penguin. He was funny.
Yeah, that was good casting too.
Catwoman.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeffrey Wright is.
Oh my God, man, that was.
Yeah.
I like him as.
And he didn't really do a lot of talking in there. Like, not a lot. Like, he didn't really like flex his acting muscles.
I like that they started him as the commissioner before. I mean, before he was Commissioner Gordon, which I thought was really cool. Because normally we watch Gordon as the commissioner.
Well, no, I think Nolan did the same thing.
They did the same thing in the Nolan, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He wasn't the commissioner until like halfway through the second movie.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You're right.
And then that actually, they was able to build up Harvey Dent's character. They changed the Riddler's name, right? His name was like Andrew Nigma.
Edward Nigma was the character in the comics, but
right.
In the movie, something.
But they did do a little Easter egg when he put out his IDs and he was like, "Which one are you?" And one of them said Edward.
That was dope.
Yeah.
I do like too the little camaraderie that they had, that him and the Joker had at the end. That was a little.
I didn't see that.
You know, when they were like, he was like asking him, he was saying something to him.
Like,
and
are you a friend?
Yeah, and they were both laughing at it. That little bit right there. I feel like that's what's going to take you to the next movie, where you're like, all right, so are we going to see both of them? Is the Joker going to betray him?
I still think the end of Batman Begins when the commissioner gives him the playing card, the Joker card, and it's like, yeah, man, this guy's running around town. I still think that was the best way to introduce the Joker.
All right, so verdict: good, bad, what?
It was good. I give it a 9 out of 10.
Wait, ooh, you don't do that often.
No, I mean, because
my man was giving like Black Panther like 3s and stuff.
I don't like Black Panther. I mean, but yeah, it was really good. Like, after watching it, it was just, I was like, I'm so glad I watched.
Remember we talked about your movie scale? Like, you were like, oh, that was a great movie. Yeah, I give it a 4.
Yeah.
How's a great movie?
Because if I can sit through the movie and it gives me enjoyment,
that's another thing. The Batman was like almost 3 hours long.
And that's what I'm saying. It was long and good. It was long and good.
Which, yeah,
just like The Dark Knight. Like, when somebody says a movie's long, for me, it's like, I don't care if it's long. If it's good,
yeah,
that's even better.
Like Watchmen, for example.
Yeah, Watchmen was
long
good and
good.
Yeah.
Extended cut Watchmen. Yeah.
So good. All right, verdict. It's great movie.
Great movie.
Where you rated 9 out on the scale of 10, Isaac?
Out of 10?
Yeah.
What's a 10 for you?
I'm pretty close to 10. It's pretty close to a perfect Batman movie to me.
I think so too.
So what makes it not perfect for you to give your final verdict? What makes it not perfect?
The only part of the movie that I can point at and say, like, I think they could have done something different with this, or at least, like, explained it better, is the very end with the Riddler's plan to blow up the levees. Like, that's the only part of his whole plan that doesn't make 100% sense to me.
Well, he was going to drown the city.
Right, but that doesn't track with, like, his original cleaning up the corruption part of his plan.
Okay, so why... Okay.
Wasn't his philosophy was like, to clean corruption, that means you got to get rid of everybody? Like, you got to...
Right, that doesn't make sense compared to, like, what he was saying at first of, like, it's this person and it's this person and it's this policy that's
and then take out everybody.
And then he's just like, we can kill everybody. Like, what he did at the end harms some of the people that he was saying, like, he cared about at the beginning.
Did he say he cared about them, though?
His whole thing seemed to be in line with Batman's of, like, taking out the corrupt and the criminal.
I think
to protect normal system of, like, even himself, right? Like, he cared about himself and his group of, like, neglected people and his whole, like, online QAnon type of website. Like,
that was so detailed.
That's the other thing too.
That was so detailed.
By the way, I just what you just said, I agree with. So I get what you're saying. But when I watched that movie, the vibes I got was like The Crow versus incels. Is that not what you got?
What?
That's a pretty good cut.
That's good, right? You ever seen The Crow?
Pretty good.
Oh, okay.
and incels, like a group of incels versus the Crow. That's what I thought when I watched
it. Was so
movie.
detailed because the whole time I was watching, I was like, "Now, where'd these guys get these jackets from? Where'd they get these masks from? How'd they know what guns to bring?
That was
and
so
where to
dope
meet?" And then if you look at like the list, the chat, it's like, "Oh, you can get these."
That
guns
was a
on
straight
this
up
side.
incel chat room. You know that, right?
Yeah.
That's what that was.
Right, okay. But how do they play Harvey Dent into the movie if they have this? I've never heard of this other lady.
Oh, the black mayor.
Yeah.
Are they going to play him into it?
I mean, if it's canon, I would imagine that.
I mean, they don't.
Okay, but Harvey Dent started out as a district attorney, not
right?
As a mayor.
So maybe,
and you got to think that the district attorney in Gotham just got blown up in this movie.
Okay. I just think so what I was gonna say is the only thing that's a knock on this movie, which really isn't a knock. It's just it's a hard act to follow. It's following The Dark Knight.
Yeah,
I think if you compare it 1-to-1, if you take the emotional connection out of Heath Ledger's performance,
yeah,
I think as a movie, this is a better movie than The Dark Knight.
Yeah, I think I might go with that. And I think if the scales were the same, this is much better. I think, like I said, The Dark Knight was such a bigger movie, and that contributed to how good that movie was. If that movie was more
because
scaled
after
down
The Dark Knight, they still came out with Ben Affleck's Batman, and it was horrible.
What's that got to do with what I just said?
Well, I disagree with you on that, but they came out with The Dark Knight Rises. They came out with another Nolan Batman before they did.
I think this is better than Rises, and I also think it's better than Begins. I think it's on the same level as The Dark Knight Begins. Batman Begins.
All right.
Well, I think it's better than Begins for sure.
Really? So if it stays on this, that means the next one. So if the next one isn't better than the first, because it's rare that you find a sequel that's better than the original.
Right.
So if the next Batman that comes out is better,
I think this is going to be a really hard movie to top. Yes.
Oh well, okay. So that's what I'm saying. So that just shows how good. Okay, I see what you're saying.
I was trying to understand what you were saying.
Well, he said this is going to be a hard movie to top.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at I'm comparing it to Batman Begins, and it's like it's a good movie. It's going to be hard to top. But then Dark Knight comes out, and it's like this is better than the first. And then the proof that the test of time is when the third one comes out, it's like it's not better than the second. So it's like this movie is definitively the best Batman movie.
What I think is interesting is that when the Batman Begins ended, right, with the whole like playing card tease, I was more excited for the second movie than like talking about how good the first movie was, right? Like I feel like at the end of this movie,
I get that.
I was more like I'm not excited. Like I'm curious about where it goes, and like sure I'm excited about it, but like I wasn't leaving this movie thinking about the next movie
because this movie was
thinking about this movie.
Like you said, this movie was good. It gave you what you needed. Where you look and you realize. Hold on. Hey, what's up, Ri'Yadh? Yeah, boy. This is what courtroom cancellation. We canceling people today.
He's canceled for not being here.
I just said you canceled for not being here.
Are y'all still recording?
Yeah, we about to finish up in a little bit. No, you call right in the middle. This might make it into the episode.
Okay. And you seen that TikTok when the dude's like judging people, and the lady like, I don't know, she may have put like spaghetti with chicken or something. And he's like, jail. Then he plays the gavel, like he decides whether or not they get canceled or not.
Hey, remember the TikToks where that dude, when something happens, like Ezra Miller smack a woman with a chair or something, and then the dude comes on screen, another racial moment.
Another satisfying racial moment.
Oh, yeah, I know something about that.
All right, we'll talk to you. Yeah, all right, we'll talk to you later. We get ready to take a break real quick. Hey, by the way, Cairo saw Batman. We all agree it's like a 9 out of 10.
Wow, y'all are generous.
What do you say?
Crazy. All right, we'll talk to you later. All right, bye.
Hey, his suit was so dope, and I like Robert Pattinson. I mean, I give him he's a good actor, man. Ever since I seen Tenet,
Oh my gosh,
like,
he was so good, man.
I like him, man.
He was good in a lot of his other movies too. The crazy thing is, like, I saw Twilight and I was like, right, and then I saw that he had another movie. Like,
excuse me,
what?
You saw Twilight and you was like,
Yeah, I'm talking about his acting. He was just like stoic the whole time. That was his role in the movie.
I mean, he's typecast. I mean,
I know.
Can
I say what I'm saying?
No.
When I see him in Twilight, for the first time you see somebody and his role is Edward Cullen, you look at that role and like, he didn't do any acting, right?
I didn't think that.
You didn't look at him and say he didn't do any acting, really?
That was his role. If that's the case, then he didn't do any acting as Batman.
Yeah, he did.
Give the guy a break. He was a vampire for 10 years, only to be cast as a bat for another year.
He's done so much more than that, though. Have you guys seen Good Time?
That's what I was trying to get to. What I'm saying is, you watch Twilight and you see what he did there, and you're like, oh, this guy's maybe, you know. And then you see another movie, and like, oh, this guy is really good. That role that he did in Twilight has no, it doesn't show what he can do. And so you watch the other movies, you realize, oh, this guy's really good. What?
The Lighthouse?
Yeah. So good.
Never seen him.
All right.
You should watch Good Time. That's a good one.
He's in Good Times?
No.
No, it's just called Good Time.
Oh.
All right.
Batman's a good movie, and Robert Pattinson's a good actor.
Good actor, great actor. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. I gotta pee.
Hi, it's Cairo from the Storytellers Podcast. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you want to see more like that, remember, you can always go to TikTok or Instagram. And if you want to listen to your car, you can look at Spotify. Hi, it's Cairo from the Storytellers Podcast. If you like what you just saw, if you want to support us to make more content outside of Instagram, at TikTok, Instagram, and if you want to see more content like this, you can. If you want to see more things like that, you can always like, share, subscribe. I'm not doing this on purpose, I promise. Right? Spotify or Apple?
Yeah.
Okay. Instagram, TikTok, or even on Facebook and MySpace.
All right, go.
Showtime. If you want to support the channel and see more things outside of YouTube, you can always use Patreon. Just like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna talk about the just to end it off, the best Batman. This is on screen. It could be Adam West, doesn't matter. It could even be Will Arnett if you want. Don't you do that. Who's the best Batman and who's the best Bruce Wayne? We can do top 2 since there's been so many movies.
Let's Isaac, you go first.
Me go first?
Yeah, I feel like you have.
Do we want to round robin on like different?
I feel like he should have went last.
Wow. Okay.
I'll go first because I think he's gonna have the best answers.
Okay, you're right. He always has like logic and reasoning and statistics behind his answers. We just go off feelings.
Yeah. So my top Batman is actually this guy, Robert Pattinson. I think he's the best Batman.
Batman? Okay.
Yeah, man. I mean, his fighting style reminds me of the Arkham Asylum games. The best Bruce Wayne. Oh, and by the way, he is the worst Bruce Wayne. I mean, he's like a school shooter.
He's not Bruce Wayne yet. Never mind. I'm not supposed to.
Okay, I get what he's saying.
I don't get that.
No, you go ahead. You go.
Okay. The worst, but you're going to have to explain that. The worst Bruce Wayne, I mean, the best Bruce Wayne is probably still going to be George Clooney.
I was going to say the best Batman is George Clooney.
The best Batman? He couldn't even move.
I was joking.
Oh.
He couldn't move, though. He was like...
Yeah.
He was so stiff.
I'm Batman.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Probably the best Batman is...
We're doing the top 2, right?
Well, if I do the top 2, then the second Batman is probably Christian Bale for me. No. I think the second best Batman may actually be Ben Affleck.
I knew he was going to do that because I know that's who he's going to pick. Yeah, I think the best Batman is
they contrast
Robert Pattinson.
It's such a huge contrast because it's like it's the detective Batman and then it's the old brawler Batman. So,
all right, my turn. Best Batman, Robert Pattinson.
Second best Bruce Wayne is Christian Bale.
I was gonna say the best Bruce Wayne is Ben Affleck. I think.
Okay,
I think he
can
was.
see that.
I think he was a true sense of the word, like the guy who stays in his lair but knows how to be a professional businessman and make plans to. Because he wanted to make the Gotham, the whole city of New York, better, but at the same time he understood like the sacrifice that needed to be done, and he also understood how to make business moves to grow his Batman hobbies and to make the city better.
I see that.
So that's my two.
Okay, it's funny how similar we all are. My first best Batman. I'm gonna use like Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns as I like a older grizzled Batman. So my first one is going to be Ben Affleck. Just he brings a like hardness to that role that like maybe wrong adjective, but he brings an edge to that role that I think should be there for a late stage Batman. And he's also going to be my first pick for best Bruce Wayne as, once again, an older, jaded Bruce Wayne who's given up, basically. And I really love the Bruce Wayne scenes for Batman v Superman when he's at the
party.
At the library thing. My second choice for best Batman is going to go to Pattinson, like you guys. I just think he plays a rookie Batman very, very well. And my second choice for best Bruce Wayne, it's kind of a toss-up for me. But man. Okay, second.
Val Kilmer? Oh.
Bruce Wayne. No, not Kilmer. I never liked Keaton. No, I never liked Keaton's either.
It's blasphemy.
I know.
Blasphemy.
I kind of want to say Kevin Conroy just because I want to include Kevin Conroy at some point. Or Lego Batman.
What about Adam West?
Jeez, he was the worst everything.
I'll go with Christian Bale as my second Bruce Wayne.
Okay. Isaac, do you know that he loves Batman vs Superman? He thinks this is a great movie.
I don't think it's a bad movie.
I think it's bad. Where do you rate that on a scale of 10 before we get to the next thing? Isaac.
Probably an 8.
Wow. I would give it a 6.
I wouldn't even rate it that high.
But I like the scene when him and Superman were talking when they met for the first time.
Okay. That's not the whole movie, though.
No, I'm saying that's the scene that I like.
Is that what gave it a 6 for you?
I've never seen it before on screen, so that's how it got over a 5. Yeah, so that's what gave it a 6.
There was so many things I didn't like about that. One, everybody knows the big Martha thing. Don't say anything, Isaac. Shut up.
Jeez.
And then the whole fact of like, there's no way Batman. No matter what you say, Batman is not killing Superman. He's not beating up Superman, especially in the. All Superman has to do is just up from a mile away shoot him with a laser beam
Superman
from his
is
eyes.
holding back in that fight.
Listen,
very purposefully.
You keep saying that. You keep saying he's holding back. He's holding back and punching this man through walls and stuff. Huh?
He's trying to meet him. Yes. Because if he wanted to, he could pull him apart. But he doesn't want to. He wants to check him long enough to explain to him the situation. All right, we've been through the Batman v Superman discussion before. I want to go back to what I said before that Cairo had a question about, which is why Pattinson can't be judged as Bruce Wayne yet. Because he's not Bruce Wayne. Because Bruce Wayne, as, like, the Batman mythos, is as much a costume and as much a part of, like, an act as Batman is. More so, in fact, in a lot of adaptations.
Yes.
And the movie ends with him realizing he needs to be something more for the city, and I think that's the origin for Bruce. And in the next movie, you're going to see him be Bruce Wayne as a part of society.
This is when he's going to be that billionaire who walks with that arrogance or that ego that he has, which is what Ben did really good.
Mm-hmm. See, I hope they don't take him out the suit more in the next one though. Like he was in the suit 90% of the time. Even in times when he wasn't, it's like the next scene, it's like he went and got dressed, or it was on his person at some point. Like in the funeral scene, he had the suit. Where he broke into the club, he had the suit.
I think by necessity, the next movie is gonna have him more out of the suit than this one.
The suit was nice too. It was simple.
It was good looking, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look bulky, and it was effective in the movie. Mm-hmm. Like he was getting shot with the shotgun. He was completely bulletproof.
I like that. The whole thing another thing I like about the movie too is that how like he was still a young Batman, right? Like he didn't go out there just whooping people, but like Ben Affleck, the reason why I didn't like his Batman because he was legit killing people and like throwing people through walls and like off the roofs, like doing crazy stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Batman is a martial artist who can fight, but he doesn't kill anybody. And this Batman, like you can tell he's like at the point where he's not that master martial artist yet, but he is whooping people's butt, and he is getting punched in the face every once in a while and taking licks and stuff. And it's like a legit, like if you put on a costume and you go out there in the real world and try to fight somebody, that's what that would look like. If you were a better fighter than they are, that's what that would look like. And that's another thing I liked about it. There's a little bit more realism in there.
There's a huge difference between year 2 Batman and like late stage Frank Miller Batman.
Okay.
I'm just saying, comparing Ben Affleck to him, it's like very different. They're almost 2 different characters at that point.
Yeah, but like even when we talk about Batman and who he is, though, Batman has always been the guy's like, I'm not gonna hurt anybody, I'm not gonna kill anybody, and like Ben Affleck, even though they don't say he did, but like a lot of the moves and stuff that he did, he was just straight up like no nonsense, breaking people's back and stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's not how Batman has ever been portrayed in anything.
Wrong.
Well, we're not talking about like the one that's mad because his son died and stuff like that.
No, I'm not talking about that one either. But Frank Miller's Batman Returns, like the late stage Frank Miller Batman, where Batman has lost hope in society. He is that. He's almost a bad guy.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Lost hope in society. That's not who Ben Affleck's Batman is supposed to be.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. He gains hope in society again by his interactions with Superman and through Superman's sacrifice. But yes, that is who he is. He has completely lost hope in society.
I'm sorry.
Alright, so we passed
the Flash was the only person who was a bad guy in there.
Listen, let's move on to the next topic.
Alright, so the judgment is Batman vs Superman. Trash.
No. Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Hearsay.
That's hearsay. Okay, all right. So now let's talk about the Mike Tyson junk.
Oh, jeez. All right, let me click on my video.
All right.
I'm good.
You can see it?
Yep.
Get the mic ready.
This is George talking to Mike Tyson, bro. This shit crazy, bro. Mike Tyson. Dog done got lit, man. He over here rapping with Tyson. Mike Tyson trying to give us some shrooms. You don't know how to act. Tyson looking out, man. This shit crazy. Should have never gave you his money.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mike, come on. Let's go stop back. Let's do the horse.
JetBlue, mid flight. Boy just got beat up by Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
turn that way.
Like
Yeah, he got f***ed up.
Mike still got it.
Autographs, man. I don't know what happened.
All right. So
he was literally asking for it.
Yeah, he was. I mean, Mike was patient. You don't see Mike.
I don't know if you ever seen any recent interviews with Mike Tyson, but he is so zen.
I think that's because he likes to smoke a lot, though.
He does. He's like he smokes every day, but it's good for him.
So like Mike Tyson, we all know like he'll bite your ear off, he'll eat your kids if you say the wrong thing. But this video right here just shows a part of Mike Tyson where he's just like, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go until you push my buttons too many times, and then I'm gonna go after you. And even then, like I still don't think Mike. I think he just threw some licks. I don't think he actually tried to hurt him.
He probably just hit him one time.
No.
No, you not see the video? I think he hit him a couple times. I just don't think he went all out. I think he just wanted to hit him a couple times and say, just dude, leave me. You know, like that time where somebody bugging you so much, you just like, stop, leave me alone, right? He didn't want to hurt him. I think Mike could have knocked his head off if he wanted to. Oh, probably would have ate his head and ate his head.
You got to be careful with people like that. People who fight because their whole life they're trying to suppress that. And then when it comes out, he may not have been able to stop himself.
No. I think at first it is. For people who fight, most of the time they're really calm because they put all that energy into the gym. And so, like, they...
Yeah, so imagine...
It's not suppressing, though. That's not suppressing.
But Mike Tyson he hasn't been able to fight. And you know that's in him. He's a killer.
He is. He said it himself.
That's like having a pet tiger, and it's like, all right, this is my pet. But then, you know, if he gets hungry enough, it'll eat you.
Mike Tyson will eat you, too. Do you think Mike Tyson will actually eat a person?
No. He's talked about stuff like that. He's like, man, he wasn't good at expressing himself verbally. So it's like the way that he felt, he didn't know how to say it.
I think he would, though. Like, I think Mike Tyson, earlier in his career,
you think that he would eat a person?
I think he would have saw red and killed somebody, and then like the police would have showed up to the door, and he would have been like sitting there with blood all over his face and his mouth, man. And he was like, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened.
I'm just pointing this out real quick because this is interesting. Apparently, the guy had the option to press charges, chose not to, but he's also got a very long rap sheet: fraud, grand theft, burglary, possession of controlled substances, and trafficking in stolen property. He spent like over 3 years in jail, and I genuinely think he was just being a dick and asking for this to happen.
Yeah. So Mike Tyson
just clout chasing,
doing a public service by whooping that dude.
Exactly. Yeah. I would like to submit for defense, Your Honor, this evidence, and move to clear all charges against Mike Tyson in this incident.
What's the verdict, Mike Tyson?
Innocent.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Innocent. Not guilty.
I like it.
All right. We got two more things that we want to talk about.
Well, it's actually kind of just one thing, but it can... You want to ask?
Well, no. We was going to talk about... yeah, okay, Isaac. I was going to ask, so if for those who don't know, you got married on 2/22/22.
At 2/22.
Yeah, at 2/22 on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
That's right.
So it is now April 22nd as of the day
2
of
months
recording.
Later.
So how's it been? Blink 2 times if you blink 22 times.
I can honestly say this. Like, it has been fantastic. It is... I've never been happier, and there's been times where it's literally just been like, how did this happen? And like this is just insane to me.
It's crazy.
I feel like, I don't know, like I've thought about this a couple times. Like, there's been so many like little improvements that I've made just because I want to. Like, it's completely like revitalized my whole like outlook on myself and life. I feel like I've gotten into cooking for some reason, and she loves that, but I'm like,
you got what?
I'm glad. I said I got into cooking.
Okay.
And she very much loves that because I cook, but like I'm in a way I'm like, I'm not really doing it for her. I'm doing it for me, but like she also reaps the benefits of it. So it's like, I don't know. It's just this mutual like thing where we both like are better people because of it, and like I don't know, I love it.
I love this junk, man, because this is what it's about, right? Like you become a better person not only for them but for yourself as well. Like that's what the proper response to loving someone is, right? Like me, I love my son, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be a better father. Why? Because that makes me a better man, and also it benefits him. And I love him, so I want him to have the best that he could possibly get. You want to be a better husband or a better wife, work on yourself and make yourself better, not only for them, but for you too. And so, like, just hearing you say, like, stuff like you got into cooking. Isaac used to eat, like, freaking chicken tenders all the time. I mean, like, stuff like that is beneficial for the household, and it makes everything work together. And so when you start to see things like that, those are green flags, right? That's not like the red flags of somebody getting thrown in prison for, like, fighting in slippery semen. Right? You don't. When you look for somebody that you want to be with for the rest of your life, you got to look for those kind of green flags. And I think you guys found it. I mean, I don't know. Do you mind if we say her name? Because I've been bleeping it out on previous episodes.
Oh yeah, no, I don't care about Nikki.
I don't know Nikki obviously as well as you do, and I haven't spent a lot of time with her. But she was always a sweet girl every time I met her, and pretty cool. And I mean, I just think it's good. I like it. I like it. That's what love is supposed to look like, you know. So
yeah. So congratulations. I here I was. I thought you married Nick Cage.
Roll Nick. That's good though.
No, I did not. Did you hear Nick Cage is expecting another kid?
He's what?
Another one?
Yeah. Like another his 27-year-old girlfriend is expecting a kid.
27? I forgot she was that young.
Man.
Yeah, he's like 53.
Way to go, Nick.
Jeez.
Way to go.
So what's it been like cohabitating? Is that hard? Like you got any habits that she don't like, or she got habits you don't like?
So yeah, okay. Like here's the thing. This is so fascinating to me because like there have been like little things, right? And like I can tell this story because we've told other people, and it's like really funny. So I have a habit of like when I go to bed, I leave whatever clothes I'm going to be wearing in the morning right next to the bed on the floor.
Rightly so.
So that I can just roll out of bed and like get dressed. And like it was pretty early, like in the first week that we were home from the honeymoon, I had done this and like went into the bathroom and she was walking around cleaning up, and she picked up my clothes and like took them over and put them on the dresser. And I walked out and like I realized exactly what had happened because she was picking up dirty clothes and thought that they were dirty, and like just to mess with her, I walked across the room and grabbed my clothes and dragged them back and dropped them by my bed. And she's standing across the room looking at me like, what just happened? And so, like, we laugh about it. But, like, yeah, there are little things that, like, we each do that, like, we're learning about. But, like, I feel like the main thing is, like, being humble in those moments and, like, not overreacting and just, like, choosing joy in those moments and like choosing the love and like being like, okay, so we don't exactly understand our little quirks about this. Like I like my shoes out and she likes to put them in the closet and like little things like that. Like I don't know, I have a thing about turning off the lights and like there are little idiosyncrasies that of course like raise their heads, but like they're nothing that like should be like fight causing or argument causing. Like we still haven't had a fight. Like it's just
little things that you realize that you guys do different, where you just step back and just kind of laugh at it. It's like it's crazy that we live differently, but it's not like one person is wrong and the other person is right, or that like you should fight over it. It's just like, hey, this makes you more comfortable. It doesn't kill me to put the toilet seat down or whatever the case may be. Speaking of toilet seats, did we talk about that before?
About your toilet seat being broke?
No, I'm working on that. But toilet seat situation, Isaac, is that a problem with y'all? Like, does she? Okay, so I think we talked about. Me and Cairo talked about it before, but like, toilet seats. Who goes to the bathroom and sit on the toilet without lowering the toilet seat?
You mean sitting on the rim?
Yeah.
I mean that's a thing. It's called Pacific Rim.
Is it really?
That sounds terrible.
I get it. You get it.
Pacific. No, I can't imagine anyone who does that though.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so when, for example,
I mean, if they need more space, maybe.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Like, you go to the bathroom, and then a girl would say, "Why didn't you put the toilet seat down?" That's so inconvenient. It inconveniences me to put the toilet seat down, blah blah. But on the other side, we always have to lift the toilet seat up to use the bathroom. Right?
Right.
So do we not have grounds to argue why you keep putting the toilet seat up? Or down?
Well, because we also have to sit down in some cases.
But most cases we have it up. So like, do we not have grounds to say, hey, can you please leave the toilet seat up after you use it?
Men don't have ground in anything. I don't know if you understand that.
I was gonna say I disagree because like overall,
Go get her right now. Go get her right now. Then. Don't act tough on here.
What? You want me to go get her?
What were you gonna say? Overall, what?
Overall, the seat needs to be down more than not.
I agree because we sit. They sit all the time. So so if you break it down into sections, it only needs to be up 25% of the time.
Who pees more?
Exactly.
Men don't pee more than women.
I was gonna say, hold on, that's dependent on the situation.
And really, we have the option to pee while we sit down. So really, one could argue that it should always be down.
That's right. We could be 100% of the time sitting down too.
I feel like it's less of a hassle to just put it down than it is to lift it up.
It is.
That depends on how big your trunk is, I guess.
How big what?
How big of a hassle it is depends on how much you got to.
Are you saying hassle? Because technically, if you have a big asshole, you probably should lift it up. So you don't want to make a mess in there. I mean, that's the only excuse I can think. It's like, why do you need that much space? You need that extra 3/4 inches. Yeah, got a really big butt.
Jeez.
So this answers the question, right? The question is love real?
Yeah, I think he answered it with this whole soliloquy about his wife. I hope she knows how well you talk about her.
She's probably standing right beside him with his face.
Yeah, with a gun.
No, be careful because he might get up and slap you through the screen.
No, I can call her in here.
She's already right there beside you. We know it, Isaac.
No, she's not. I'm in a room by myself. Doors closed. She was sleeping for the first, most of this podcast. On the last break, I went and checked on her.
She knows that you do this with us, right?
Yeah.
Does she ever watch it?
I don't know if she's ever watched these episodes.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, real good. She'll hate me.
Oh, here she is. Hold on, let me turn the... Because you have to... There you are.
What's up, Nikki?
How you doing? we were just saying all these good things about you.
Yeah, we love you.
They were just asking me if love was real and stuff.
Oh, you can get a woman's perspective. Look at that.
Is that a question?
So what was the question? I mean, is love real? I mean, why would you ask that? How could it not be?
I was repeating your question.
Well, we're asking Nathan because it was his question.
Yeah, he asked, "Is love real?" And I asked him, "But why? How could one argue that?"
Because some people say it's discrimination. You can say you love the world, right? Would you say Eric, you're supposed to love everybody in the world, right?
Okay.
But if let's say for you, Trell, if Caden and another kid from across the street were both in the same situation, who you're saving first? Your son, right?
Probably.
Because you say you love your son. That's not technically love.
That's discrimination. There's different levels of love. The English language is very restrictive when it comes to love. We only have one word for it.
Yeah.
Like, the Greeks had 3 different words for...
Agape, what's the other 2?
Agape, eros, and fidelity.
I can't remember. I wrote a story about it, but it don't matter.
Yeah, and another thing they was saying, a table doesn't discriminate because no matter who it is, it's still going to do the same thing, hold whatever it is, to just be there.
A table is an inanimate object.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They were saying that's what inanimate. Something that's not real knows the true definition of what it is because no matter
if
what,
that table was alive, it wouldn't let you sit on it.
Exactly. So anything that's alive really don't know the true definition of it.
So you said things that are not alive know the true definition of love?
Apparently, from what I read, yes.
What are you reading?
It was in the show.
Lifestyle.
There's only 2 definitions of love. It's unconditional and conditional.
Yes.
And that's how you separate it. Like, you love your children different than you love your wife.
Yeah, but that's not. Those aren't conditional or unconditional. Both of them can be unconditional. You just love them different ways.
Well, no. I mean, if your child,
I hope you're not loving
if your child does
you
something
love
that you
your
don't
wife.
like, you're gonna still protect them and love them. If your wife goes out and sleeps with somebody else, she's out of here.
That's different because
It's
if
not.
you're no because
what are you gonna do? Give me another condition?
Because if your wife goes out and let's say buys something that you guys didn't talk about before and it costs a lot of money, you're not gonna be happy about it, but you're still gonna love her, right? If your son goes out and rapes somebody, then he's not going to be allowed to come back in your home, and you're going to obviously want to go through the process of having him arrested and all that stuff, right?
I'm not going to get my son arrested.
For rape?
I'm not going to censure my son. That's unconditional love. I'm going to always love him.
No, that's not how unconditional
love works. Think about
you can still love him, but loving him means doing the right thing.
Okay, what's worse than rape? Let's say your son comes back and he says he's a girl.
What?
What's worse than rape?
That was a joke, Nikki.
Oh, I was gonna say that could not be serious.
That was a joke.
True love does what's right despite what you loving someone. Because like, it's just like discipline. We talk about discipline. You want to discipline your kid in certain ways that they understand. They learn lessons from that, right? If you don't love your kid, you don't care if they do the right thing or not. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
So if my son rapes somebody, I'm not going to just harbor a criminal in my house or lie about it and say that he didn't do it.
Okay.
That's how love works, man.
Oh my God.
You don't have to explain to me how love works. I know how love works.
So this is why we're talking about her not watching these episodes.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
We love you, Nikki.
I love you too.
This turned out to be a good episode. What's the verdict? Is this a good episode or not?
So is love real? Yes or no?
I was going to say, with qualifiers regarding Cairo's opinions about children and rape and like whether to turn people in or not, as long as we can have exceptions to that, I can say this is a good episode.
All right.
Good episode.
Court is adjourned.
Court is adjourned.
And this is how it ends.
So this is like set the scene, the pearly gates of heaven, right? And it's a long line of, fresh people coming in to go through the gates of heaven. So it's like the first guy comes up, and when he comes in, like the angels at the gate grant them one wish, and just one wish. And the rules are, you can't wish for other wishes. You can't wish to be a millionaire because obviously the money wouldn't be any good. And, you can't it's just those are the rules. So, of course, everyone's like, well, I wish I could be prettier. I wish I was really good looking. All right, cool. So they go through. Next person comes up. Well, I mean, if those are the only rules, then yeah, I wish to be, good looking again. I wish to be like my prime. So that seems to be the trend. Everyone behind the next person, they're all looking like, oh, yeah, it's a good one. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. So eventually the line starts moving down, and then there's the guy at the very end, and he's hearing all this. And he's laughing. He's just kind of snickering. And then, everyone's going through, I wish to be pretty. I wish to be pretty. So the guy at the end, when he comes in, the angels are like, well, what do you wish for? And he's like, I wish for all of them to be ugly again. The end.
That was slick, though. That's a good prank. All right, guys and girls and theys and thems. We love y'all guys. The court, Storytellers Court, is adjourned.
Hearsay.